The legend, there he is.
What's good, bro?
I'm blessed, man. Blessed by the best. I can't complain. Just sitting here trying to figure out this technology. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Can you I'm using my son's laptop. Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I hear you. It's a little static a little bit, but not too much.
All right, let me try to turn my volume up a little bit. I know my visual is not the best on this old laptop, but can you hear me and can you hear me and see me clear enough?
Yeah, it's a little blurry, but I hear you and I see you a little bit. Yep.
Okay, all right. So it's good. I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining me tonight, this afternoon, man. You know, for a classic conversation, man. First off, how you been doing, man? How's life for you?
Everything is good, man. You know, just trying to figure things out as they come, trying to deal with this new norm.
Yeah.
You know, like the new norm that's going on, and just trying to see what day is going to bring. You know what I mean?
I know that's right, man. Well, I'm gonna get right to it, man, because I know your time is valuable. You know, Legends Week, man, is a series that I started, and you know, two main goals with Legends Week, man. One of the main things, as the reasons why I do this, man, is, you know, one, I'm truly in love with the old school. You know what I'm saying? This is just my contribution, or my efforts to be able to help to solidify, you know, individual like yours legacy. You know what I'm saying? Regarding Raw Sports and my movement, I never want anyone to forget about you know, your contribution to the culture, you know, all those things that you did, you know, all those games, you know, in high school and college, and, you know, entertaining fans, you know, game in and game, you know, night after night, you know what I'm saying? All those classic moments, man. I just want to, you know, pretty much, you know, this is just my, my efforts to help to kind of solidify your legacy and those memories, man. And also, this serves as a, you know, a way of educating the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? I never want a young, you know, kids know you as Coach Holloway. You know what I'm saying? But I never want, you know, if I have anything to do with it, any young person, any young basketball player to see you and not know that you are definitely one of the significant individuals who helped to pave the way and lay the foundation for where they're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of the younger athletes that I promote and, you know, and help out now, by them hearing your story, it'll really just, you know, be a blessing as far as educating them, man. And, you know, a learning tool, you know what I'm saying? So, and, you know, straight up, you know, just flat out, man, just, you know, I'm in love with the old school, man. I just love to pay homage to my guys, man, who paved the way, man.
No, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that.
For sure. So we're going to get right into it, man. So we're going to play a quick game. I call it 10 random questions. I'm going to just ask you 10 random things just to kind of, you know, off the top, just to kind of get us warmed up. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you class of, what was your class? Class of 90?
96.
96.
Best class in the country ever.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Well, I'm 95, you know what I'm saying? So that couple years, you know, from like 92, 93, 95, 96, it was all just like the golden era, you know what I'm saying? It was all golden, man. So you know, I'm sure, you know, you Jersey, you know, hip hop head and all that kind of stuff. Back in your era, 96. Oh, my fault. New York, my bad. So back in your era, in the NY area, who was one of your favorite either groups or favorite individual rappers from New York? My bad. From New York back then.
Well, you know what? That's kind of like a biased question for me because I'm from Queens, so I gotta go with Nas. You know, yeah. I gotta go with Nas. But obviously, you know, Big played a tremendous part in the rap culture, you know, in that era. So I would say, you know, Big and Nas are the two guys in that era that I think solidify hip hop to take it to where it's at today.
Of course, got you. What's the most points you ever scored in the game at any level? High school, summer league, you know, anything.
Ouch.
College, anything.
I would say it had to be like, I think 60 or 60, like 62, something like that.
Yeah, you remember when and where?
I remember a high school game against Piscataway my senior year. It was funny because early on that morning I went to go get my tooth taken out. Root canal. I didn't think I was gonna play that game. So I think that game at home was my senior year because my junior year or sophomore year they actually beat us at their place by 1. So my senior year was a home game. I think I had 52 that game, and then I think in the summer league game, I had 60. But I gotta be honest with you, I had a whole bunch of 50-point games, 60-point games. Yeah. So to try to point out one is really difficult. Like that I remember that Piscataway game. I had 50 points though.
High school. So 50, 60 something, 55, that wasn't abnormal. That was, that was a day's work.
Well, I don't want to come off sounding crazy, but yeah, that was,
That was a day's work. That was
at the time, that was, that's what we did. You know what I mean? That's what I do.
Of
I
course.
got buckets, you know what I mean? So.
And I was a witness, so that makes sense 100%. Coming up like in the 80s and all that kind of stuff, no matter, it don't matter where you grew up, everybody watched wrestling, NWA. Everybody watched wrestling coming up in the 80s, especially like NWA, WWF, all that. Who's one of your favorite individual wrestlers or tag teams back then?
Wrestlers, wow. Oh, jeez. I mean, obviously everybody loved Hulk Hogan, right? So
yeah, of course.
It gotta be Hulk. I think I like the Hart Foundation. I like those guys.
No doubt.
I mean, as a group, man, like those guys was entertaining. They kind of got to business. Like Bret Hart was the type of guy who had, he had a lot of swag back then.
Of course.
Like the kids would say, now you had a lot of swag back then. So I would say
Bret the Hitman Hart, of course.
Yeah. So I would say, as a group, the Hart Foundation, as an individual, man. I would say Jimmy Superfly Snicker.
No doubt, legend for sure, for sure. Who's in the New York area? Who's a local player, whether it's one of your peers or somebody a couple years older than you, that you kind of looked up to, basketball wise? Somebody that inspired you.
That's easy. Dave Edwards.
Okay.
God bless the day. Dave passed away this year, but Dave Edwards was someone that I kind of patted my game around. He's a New York City legend, a Queens legend. Went to Jackson High School, then ended up going to Georgetown, playing at Georgetown, then transferred to Texas A&M. But he was, back then, him and Kenny Anderson was like guard to everyone.
Yeah.
And those two guys was going back and forth. And Kenny had the bigger name outside of New York, but in New York, like those two guys was like head to head.
Gotcha.
So like Dave Edwards.
Gotcha. And I appreciate you mentioning a name like that because some names like that may be kind of unsung. So we definitely need to keep those names alive so people know. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is, look this guy up as well. It wasn't just Kenny Anderson. So I appreciate you mentioning that name. What's your favorite food? If you had to go one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Chicken.
Chicken?
You know that, chicken.
No doubt. No doubt.
Us black people like, man, chicken, man.
No doubt, for sure.
Chicken, fried chicken, boiled chicken, sauteed chicken, so chicken.
No doubt, no doubt. The Martin series, the legendary Martin series in the 90s. What's one of your favorite character that Martin played on the series?
Oh man, wow, that's tough. All of them, you like Roscoe. Obviously, that was hilarious. Dragonfly Jones was
Dragonfly was my guy for sure.
Jerome is funny. It's crazy. Shanae is hilarious. So it's tough, man. I think I would go with now, most people probably don't know this, but I think I would go with, he played a character. He played a Caucasian guy, the guy Bill.
Yes, like, from the job. Yes.
That was hilarious to me, man. It was so.
Whenever he had a guest appearance, it was classic.
So I think I would say either guy Bill or Dragonfly, like those two.
No doubt, that's what's up. And I appreciate you mentioning that because whenever I ask people that question, nobody ever talk about Bill. He was unsung though. He was whenever he made a guest appearance, it was crazy.
He came in once in a while, and when he came in, it was classics, man.
Coming and dancing. He have a gray suit on with cowboy boots.
Hilarious, man. Bill was hilarious.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite sports movies of all time?
Sports movies. See, that varies because you gotta go to different eras for that, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm a movie guy.
Of course.
So for me, it's tough, because so you look at, like you look at Any Given Sunday, right? And not just because of football movie, we look at the movie itself. It's a real movie, right? You look at Hoop Dreams, I look at, stuff like that. And I'm going back a little bit, so kids this era will have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
They're going to have to go do some research.
So you look at, Hoop Dreams. And then, it's, I don't know, man. You look at Blue Chips, right? So you look at all these type of movies, that sports movies that kind of happen. And I think the three of those, I identify with them because it was going on when I was coming up. Right? So you look at a movie like Blue Chips. You see what kind of went down with the scheme with, that whole thing, and a few of my guys, or some of those assistant coaches. And I'm glad that people got a chance to see that story because it wasn't real like everybody thought it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as far as what they was doing.
Uh-huh.
I would say Hoop Dreams because it showed the raw, real footage of two kids growing up in the inner city
Yeah.
that was trying to make it.
Yep.
One obviously made it and went to Marquette. Other one had to take the junior college route, and kind of go the hard way. And that's kind of what's going on right now in the world.
Exactly.
I would say Hoop Dreams.
Got you. Appreciate it. If you had to pinpoint one, you caught a lot of ankles during your tenure. You know what I'm saying? What's a memory you have of getting some ankles, man? The fans running on the floor, anything like a crossover, a play that you remember from you. If I know it's probably all a blur. Is there any one play that you remember?
No, I had that question asked to me like a couple months ago. It's funny, man. When a person such as myself who, when I played, I wanted to make sure I gave everybody a nice show, right?
Of course,
So,
I was there.
So like when you have that, like it's hard to have one or two memories to say,
Yeah.
I did this, I did that, because every time I step on the court, I wanted to put a show on for everybody. But I would say what stuck out to me when I was a junior in high school, and we played Lincoln, where Stephon Marbury was a senior.
Wow.
And it was a big time showdown at Fordham in the Bronx, Fordham University. St. Pat's played Lincoln. The number one point guard in the senior class versus number one point guard in the junior class. I mean, it was a classic thing.
Oh,
and the thing that I'm a little upset about, I'll be honest with you, somebody have that, is out on YouTube, but they only got Stephon highlights. Like they don't have mine.
Oh man, are you serious?
I don't know who put that out there. What party of whoever, and I'm not accusing anybody, but
yeah.
They should have the whole game.
100%.
If you have the whole game on YouTube, you would see Steph played really well.
Yeah.
And they won.
Uh-huh.
I played well, but they just have his highlights. But I guess I want somebody to show the first play of the game, because the first play of the game was one of the classic moments of basketball in the metropolitan area. I think they got the jump ball. They came down. I don't know if they scored or missed. I got the ball. I bring it down. Steph pulled a Wojciechowski, slapped the floor.
Yeah. Like bring it on. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I hit him with an in and out crossover, and I spun, and he fell.
Oh!
I made a layup, and the whole crowd just went crazy. The game stopped for like at least 5 minutes. This is not an AAU game. This is a high school. This is an actual high school game.
Yes.
Everybody's in the building. It was Kevin Garnett was in the building. It was so major back then because him and I brought crowds out, and I got a lot of respect for Steph. Steph.
Yes.
Steph did it big. Steph's story is legendary. I just watched this, documentary the other day. I thought the documentary didn't do him justice because he got so much more to offer.
Yeah.
He did so much more. But that was a classic memory because it was before the ruck and everything, before everybody was jumping on the floor and the mic was going crazy. And it was Brooklyn versus Queens. He's from Brooklyn, I'm from Queens. So the stands was full with our people. And when it happened, everybody just kind of stormed the court. It was kind of crazy, man. So I would say that's that memory was crazy. Somebody out there has that. So if people is watching this and when you put it out, someone out there definitely have that video, put it up.
I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna do my best to try. I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna try to find that, man. If we can find that, I'm gonna put the whole.
It was the first play of the game, man. I hit him with an in and out cross, and I did a spin. He fell. I made the layup. It was crazy, man.
Crazy,
man. He came back, hit some half court threes after that. I kind of got him going, but that was a classic memory.
I know to be able to see that full game in a full replay. Oh man, legendary, priceless, right there, man. I'm gonna do my hardest to try to find that. 2 more questions of the 10 random questions. Favorite NBA player growing up?
It's funny, man. And when you say growing up, because we was kind of on the same era, but I loved Isaiah Thomas because he was small. He got in there, he did what he did, and after that, it became Iverson just because his heart and what he did. And I kind of he kind of reminded me of myself, where you just go out and just whoever in front of you, I'm trying to kill him. You know what I mean? So I would say Isaiah and AI. Those
Gotcha.
guys I love, and then obviously, Tim Hardaway, just because. So it's hard to answer that question, man, because I have many,
Yeah,
but I think those two guys.
no doubt. Lastly, your favorite, you mentioned the one individual, him and Kenny Anderson. Who do you think the people would say are like the top? I don't know. These are questions they can't. I mean, 'cause you can easily go to YouTube but still on those rankings, or not rankings, but whenever the people mention things like that, like top players, this and that, a lot of players don't get mentioned. So who are a couple names that you would consider, your favorites, some of your personal favorites besides Kenny Anderson and the other individuals you mentioned? A couple other names of your favorite New York players of all time.
Well, it's so. You look at that question. That's kind of like a loaded question, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you look at that
exactly.
question, and you look at, and I think about guys that came before me and guys that was in my era.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it the Golden Day era, 'cause I thought that's when basketball was really real.
Yes.
No disrespect to what's going on right now. I just think that back then it was just like every game, like you had to bring them, you had to bring your Timberlands and your hard hat and
That's
go to
right.
work.
That's
You
right.
know, so I would say, guys like Rayford Austin, who I grew up with, Skip to my little, like people don't understand that guy's story.
Mm-hmm.
You go from being a street ball legend to making the NBA.
Yeah.
That's really, 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 really hard to do.
Yeah.
You go from the guys like Booker Ed Smith, who guys have no idea who he is.
Mm-hmm.
They should look him up. One of the best ball handlers I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Look at guys like Shamgar Wells, where, now his name is Gar Shamgar, but like back then, his handle and what he did for the game was unbelievable.
Mm.
And those are just a couple of guys that, I want to give, shout out to and credit to, because those are guys that I played against. I played, I looked up to obviously Kenny Anderson and Dave Edwards, and then, guys in my era, Stephon, Rayford Austin, Shamgar Wells, like those guys helped New York City basketball went from here to here.
Yeah.
Back then, so I would say those guys.
Gotcha. All right, well, we're gonna get into the story, man. Obviously, I have some questions prepared, but I just want to give you the freedom just to kind of tell your story any way that you want to, man. So, if you can, just start me and the viewers out by just letting us know where the SHAHEEN Holloway story begins, and we'll just start there.
Yeah. Southside Jamaica Queens. Born and raised. You know, kind of. My mom, single parent. Have a brother, have a sister. Me and my brother kind of, raised ourselves. After being a kid in that era, and being a kid in that time, it was a little different than now. That was obviously, that's when drugs hit hard, and everybody was selling drugs, and that was a cool thing to do and all that type of stuff. But like my neighborhood raised me. The OGs in my neighborhood raised me, kept me out of trouble. Times I got in trouble, that's when I came to high school, and from my freshman year in Jersey, because I had to get out of Queens because of a lot of things that was happening.
Yeah.
I think that's when my life changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started taking basketball serious. That's when everybody started knowing who SHAHEEN Holloway was. Went to high school at St. Patrick's, now known as the Patrick School.
Mm-hmm.
And back then it wasn't really known. No one went there before me that had a name.
Okay.
And my whole thing was, when I left there, I wanted to make sure it was on the map. And obviously being the first parade All-American, high school All-American, McDonalds All-American to attend the school. And obviously everybody knows the history from there, from Kyrie to Al Harrington to Corey Fisher. The list goes on and on. Dexter Strickland.
Exactly.
The list goes on and on to guys right now, guys that's doing well, DeAndre Bembry, who's an NBA. So, all those guys, Sam Dallenberg, went there, had a wonderful opportunity, to play for Kevin Boyle, who I think is one of the best high school coaches in the world. Now he's at Mount Verde.
Mount Verde, yep.
He's my high school coach, along with the assistant coach, who's the head coach now at the Patrick School, Chris Chavanis.
Okay.
Chris helped, raise me and make me to the gentleman I am today. Got a chance to meet a lot of people. The Clemens family, my godmother took me in. My godbrother, Chris Clemens, God bless her dead, helped me, transition from New York to Jersey, and kind of walk me through the things. And, it kind of went from there to, I chose Seton Hall because of the same reason why I chose St. Pat's. Seton Hall was a powerhouse back in, 89, 90, went to the championship game and the Terry DeHare era, then it kind of went down a little bit. And my thing was, I'm a trendsetter. I wanted to go somewhere and kind of, make it my own and not follow people.
No doubt, no doubt. Say that again. The kids need to hear that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
So back then, everybody wasn't going to school together and like they are right now, and kind of you want to do your own thing. Obviously I try to get Tim Thomas to come with me to Seton Hall.
Yeah.
He wanted me to go with him to Rutgers. I didn't want to go to Rutgers. He didn't want to go to Seton Hall, so that kind of didn't work out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was a trendsetter, man. Like everything I did based on the fact where I wanted this to be something I did. Like I never played for Riverside Gauchos like all the other guys. I wanted to do my own thing, so I went to the Roadrunners.
Yeah.
I made the Roadrunners popular.
That's right.
I went to St. Pat's. I made St. Pat's popular.
Exactly.
When Seton Hall was not as popular as it was, and when I left, they got the #1 recruitment class with, God bless the dead, Eddie Griffin, R.J. Barrett, Marcus Toniel.
That's right.
Everything I always try to do was to try to build my own thing and have people follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it kind of worked for me. You know what I mean? That's kind of my story, man. Just a kid that grew up in the inner city that was hungry to make it out, hungry for success. Had a lot of people in my corner, helped me through my journey, even to this day. Had the same circle of friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like Drake when I go, no new friends.
I know that's right.
My circle is tight.
Yeah.
It's me. I mean, this is who I am. I'm a guy that's going to give it to you real. Everybody who know me know that my story is real because it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I don't tell my story often. Guys on my team don't know it because I want it to be about them, not about me.
I understand.
But it's a kid that grew up in Jamaica Queens, had the opportunity to come to Jersey, and which saved my life and changed my whole life.
Just out of curiosity, in the event that you would have stayed in Queens, what may have been your school, like your home school, or where you would have went?
It's funny, right? Because like I get asked that all the time. So the local school was Jamaica High School, but also, I was going to go to Bishop Lachlan or I was going to go to McClancy at the time. Those two schools were looking at me. I just felt in my circle at the time felt like I need to get the hell out of. Excuse my language.
No.
Is this real? Like is this a real? Like is this?
We real, man. It's raw sports, man.
I can speak freely.
Talk your talk, man. It's real, man. It's for the streets right here, man.
I gotta be careful because I'm a college coach now too, right? So
it's for the streets. It's for the people right here, man. We good.
I just I had to get the hell out of New York. If I didn't get out of New York, I probably wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now.
I understand.
And that's real talk, true story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, the way that my neighborhood was and things that I was doing, growing up, it wasn't the right things. So
was you anywhere near or got any family or friends near Redfern? I know a lot of homies that in the Redfern area, Redfern project, Redfern.
Where's Redfern at?
I think it's in, if I'm not mistaken, it's in Jamaica Queens. Redfern? Redfern?
No, I never.
Like stack, I was like I did a lot of stuff like with hip hop, like so Stack Bundles and all them guys was like in that area, in that area, Redfern. If I'm not if I'm saying it right, I think it's as a housing project called Redfern. If I'm not mistaken.
You Red Hook? No,
I think it's Redfern.
Oh, so maybe Redfern. No, I don't know.
Or it may not be in that area. I think it's in Jamaica Queens. I
think Stack is from. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Stack is from Far Rockaway. So from Far Rockaway, exactly. Yeah, Far Rockaway. But it's Redfern housing is in Far Rockaway, I believe. Yeah, so it might be. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm see my area is Southside Jamaica Queens. So I'm from 40 projects, Baisley projects. Where around that area, like where those guys like the real people like the Supreme Team. So we talking legendary stuff. We talking about. When the era.
I seen like documentaries on Supreme Team and all that. Yeah.
So that's the era. So that's the neighborhood I'm from. I'm from Liberty. I'm from Liberty, which is right next to 40 projects, which is right next to Baisley, and we all from that same era. And that's obviously where 50 Cent is from.
Gotcha.
And then then it kind of branch out to Queensbridge Projects is where Nas is from.
Got you.
So that's where we from.
Yeah. At what point did you find yourself falling in love with the game? Two-part question. At what point did you fall in love with basketball? And then at what point did you start to realize that you were becoming a little bit better than your peers? Like where you noticed it or people started to notice it?
I would say, you know, I was in 6th grade, 7th grade. My math teacher, Miss McGrath, you know, she used to tell me all the time, like, you wasting your talent. Like, you cut in class, you cut in school, you know. I watch you play in the gym, like you have talent. You know, the coaches told me you have talent. I was never able to play on my team, my junior high school teams, because I never went to class.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I was able to show it, but in gym time, obviously I was showing and stuff like that. So
back then you was a gym class hero.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and guys, you know, in the neighborhood, like, yo, Shah is nice, you know, whatever. So they knew that I was able to show it because I was able to play on the school team because I wasn't going to school, you know. So I would say around 7th grade is when I know that, you know, because now I'm gonna put this in perspective for you. So 7th, 8th grade, I was playing unlimited.
Gotcha.
Right? Pro-am. So 7th, 8th grade, you know, you're around 13, you know, 14, maybe 12 years old, and I'm playing against guys who are 22, 25 years old, and handling my own.
Pro-am was for adults, yeah.
And handling my own. So
wow.
When I was in 8th grade playing against those guys, or 9th grade playing against those guys, that's when I know, like, and the neighborhood knew, like, yo, he's the goods.
Like Shorty
you know,
can hoop.
like we got something. Like we got to make sure we take care of him.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, my neighborhood raised me.
And I love those type neighborhoods, man, where they see your potential and they wrap themselves around you. They realize that you're the golden child, that you can get out and make something of yourself and of the hood. And you know what I'm saying? Opposed to pulling you down and keeping you with them. You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, and I keep it real with the audience right now. Like, I'm the first one in my community to ever graduate from college.
That's
and
what's
that was
up.
big for me. And not just my family, my community. And that was big for me because now when I go back home, like, that's the standard now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we made the standard now.
That's right.
You know, we make sure that, you know, kids are going to school, you know, kids are, you know, taking education serious. You know, so yeah, like 7th, 8th grade is when, you know, like SHAHEEN Holloway was kind of introduced to everybody.
Yeah,
you know, it wasn't just like a neighborhood guy. It was like, you know, like, he's a guy now. I'm going outside South Jamaica, and now I'm playing in other parts of Queens and, you know, the 5 boroughs now. People are like, who the heck is this kid?
Yeah.
You know what then now I'm getting
with the little curly fro.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I play with you know, Buster Bombers, and also I played with James Ryan, who had a team called Primetime. You know, and God bless his dad. Anthony Mason was on that team, Speedy, those guys, and he brought me out to Jersey to play in the tournament in East Orange High School in 8th grade, and that's when the coaches of St. Pat's first saw me. I was playing Pro-am in 8th grade in Jersey.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
and they snatched you up.
You know, and they, you know, the coach at Tom St. Pat's, you know, he was coming to Queens to ISA. That's why I was playing at ISA, which is legendary, you know, which is legendary right now. ISA.
Yep.
I was playing the ISA, which is right in my neighborhood, and, you know, he's come to games and watch me and try to talk to me. I'm like, I'm not going out there. And I'll never forget, man. You know, Dave Edwards would say, "Shot, man, like, try it. Like, try it for a year.
Yeah.
You know, see what happens." You know, at the time, you know, we right now, we say our mentors and people that we look up to, you know, he wasn't a mentor of mine back then. He was like a fucking superhero, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if you go watch Dave Edwards, you look up his stuff, you talk about somebody, he averaged 45 points in high school. Average.
Wow.
That's
crazy. Crazy.
Think about that second. At a time where New York City basketball was off the chains.
Mm-hmm.
Queens basketball was crazy. Richard Ashby, all these guys, Brian, you know, you think about, you know, Dave Edwards, Kenny Anderson, Richard Ashby, you know, Stacey Castle from, you know, Rockaway. I mean, it's so many, I'm missing so many names that was New York City basketball was like, you know, Brian Walker, like, just, and this guy averaged 45 points.
Crazy, man. That's insane, man. That's ridiculous.
Like,
that's crazy.
45 points.
I mean, that means, like, so on any given day, he had some games in the.
I want all the kids right now to go look up Dave Edwards when they see this piece and see what this gentleman did, what he was doing back then. Like, he was, if God bless his dead, Coach Thompson let Dave Edwards do what Alvin Iverson did when he went to Georgetown, Dave would have been a legend.
Yeah.
We were talking about Dave to this day. But
Yeah.
back then, we realized, that's when he had Mutombo and Mourning on his team, and the
Uh-huh.
ball was going inside.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? When AI got there, he had Othello Hamilton, no disrespect to him, but he didn't have Mutombo and Mourning.
Exactly.
John Thompson let AI do his thing. But Dave, man, Dave was, Dave was Dave was our hero, man.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. Hey, before we talk about the St. Pat's era, take me and you're a great storyteller and you seem to recall all this stuff. Tell me some of your most memorable like summer league memories. I love to talk about the summer league stories. Any summer leagues you played in, summer league memories, guys you may have remember going up against.
So that's tough, man. Like I said, man, kids right now would remember their stuff because they don't play in a lot of things. They play in the EYBL or
Yeah, you did so much. Yeah.
the Nike, Under Armour circuit or whatever. But see, but back then it was like, my man, like you're playing. So I would say like back then, like the biggest thing was to play like in Golden Hoops. Like I don't know if you remember that. Like Golden Hoops was like the best thing in the world to play for.
Okay.
Like each team was so stacked. Like the Gauchos had Felipe, Stefan, and this guy, that guy.
Was
like,
this indoor or outdoor?
Indoor. This was at Columbia High School.
Okay.
Columbia College.
Uh-huh.
It was called Golden Hoops, man. That was the thing that if you was anybody playing basketball, you was playing in Golden Hoops. Like if you ain't playing Golden Hoops, like then you was nobody playing basketball.
Yeah, and it was a summer, it was a summer league thing.
It was like a summer. It was like a classic. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't like a whole summer. They were like a 4-day classic.
Okay, like a full 4-day jump. Yeah.
Daily News, put it on at the time. Daily News was one of the big newspapers. They kind of put it on, and it's like, I look at Sunny Hill in Philly.
Yeah.
Like you had to be like that was legendary.
So y'all came on the team and played in the Sunny Hill down at McGonagall Hall at Temple.
Like I played in Sunny Hill with the Roadrunners.
Oh, okay. Your Roadrunners came and played. Yeah.
Yeah, I played with Sunny Hill with the Roadrunners. Like you look at tournaments like that, it's like, obviously, the record back then, it was called EBC or like entertainment basketball.
Yes,
like,
yes.
So like those tournaments, citywide, like those tournaments at the time was like legendary tournaments.
Yeah.
The Gauchos round ball, like classic. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, the list goes on and on. And I'm talking about local right now. I ain't talking about, like going away and playing.
I mean, back then you ain't had to go nowhere else. It was all right here. It was all right there. And the talent was crazy.
Like I'm talking about, you go to Philly playing Sunny Hill, you go to Conshohocken, the tournament Conshohocken. You come back to New York, you go play in citywide, you go play in Golden Hoops, you go play in Gauchos round ball. Each borough had something humongous for you to play. You know what I mean? You come back to Queens, at the end of the year, they had a thing called it was called the Wheelchair Classic.
Okay.
Right? And it was so legendary because in New York City it's 5 boroughs. So each borough had a team.
Got you.
So Queens played, all the best players for Queens got on one team, played all the best players from Manhattan. All the best players from Manhattan got on a team, played all the best players from the Bronx, from Brooklyn.
That's crazy.
The Wheelchair Classic was legendary, bro.
That's crazy. Are there, similar to that that Stephon Marbury story, is there at least like one summer league memory that you remember from any of those games? Something that, something that people may still talk about today in barbershops?
Well, you know what? People talk about ABCD back then, right? So because I am who I am, everybody know me, I'm a guy who I'm keeping 100. So now I'm gonna give Steph his props.
Yeah.
So we played against Steph in ABCD camp. Now ABCD camp was a legendary camp. It was at FDU in Jersey. It was a top 100 camp. This was where all the best players in the world came together.
Yep.
And I remember us playing against Steph in a game. And now I was killing that game. And I mean killing. Like I was killing in that camp, like killing. Steph came down. Now there's a guy that he was on my team. He went to George Washington. His name was Patrick, I forgot his last name. Big, strong, like 6'10", grown man, monster. Man, Steph came down, went between his legs, and went up, and I don't know how it happened. Like he went up, and as he was going up, Patrick went up, and I don't know if he went and put his hand on Patrick's shoulder and got a higher.
And got a boost.
Man, he dunked on this dude so bad. This was like in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Camp stopped. Lunchtime.
What?
Camp stopped. Lunchtime.
Crazy.
That's what I'm saying. This was the third quarter.
Yeah.
Of a game.
And they stopped it.
The dunk was so serious and so nasty and disgusting. All 100 campers just ran on the court. Okay. Lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, that's
like,
crazy
man.
For them to stop the game and just say, yo, we can't continue. Lunchtime. Yo,
Lunchtime.
that's
You know
crazy. That's insane.
So, that right there is classic, man. And now you're talking about anybody and everybody was at that camp.
Yes. Who were some of the other people that were there?
Man, back then, Kevin Garnett, Chauncey Billups, Vince Carter, Kobe Bryant, God bless his dead, myself, Tim Thomas, Steph, like anybody was at that camp. Steph was a junior, I was a sophomore. Robert Trella, he passed away too. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, yep.
Like, you know, anybody the top 100 players. I mean, it was shambles. I mean, it was
everybody.
I mean, you name them was at ABCD that year and shut it down. You know,
and all the All-Americans from like, you know, like
Sharif Abdul. I mean, you're talking about like
all the All-Americans from like 94, 95, 96 and all were just legendary, man.
And he shut it down, bro.
That's crazy, man. So tell me what you remember about and this is when I first, you know, I had heard about you a lot. I mean, we had the Enquirer High School Sports Show in the Philly area. And that's when I first saw Felipe Lopez. They did a little segment on Felipe.
Let me shout out to you, man. Let me shout out my Philly guys, man.
Yes.
Man. So there was a camp I used to go to, Rich Martucci. I think he used to run a camp, and like he's like a rich dude. He had a camp like his backyard. It was called something. And all the guys from Philly you just come, you know, Yaya Davis.
Yaya Davis, yep.
You know, Yaya, no, Donnie, who's coach at LaSalle right now.
Donnie Carr, yep.
Right, like Donnie Carr. It was what's my guy name? Oh man, Marv
O'Connor, MOC, Marv O'Connor.
Yeah, Marv O'Connor. But what's my man Jared? They used to go
Jared Kearse, JK, Jared Kearse. Yeah.
Like Jared. So and obviously Len Greer. So like, you know, like my guys in Philly always show me love, man. Like those was my dudes, man. When I say my dudes, like those was my dudes. Like to this day, me and Johnny still chop it up, man. Like, you know, like I just want to give, you know, shout out to those guys because every time I came in the area, man, those guys show me love, bro.
No doubt.
They get with your story, man.
No doubt. I was about to say, when
hold on, let me, you know what? See, things that pop back in my mind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
My freshman year, you talk about stories. So my freshman year in high school, we played against Salmon Gratz when they were number one in the country.
Yep, that was 93.
Rasheed Wallace.
Yes.
You know, it was Rasheed, the point guard, they used to call him Red.
Sean Red Smith, Reds.
Red, my man Terrell
Stokes. Yep.
Terrell, Tyrone Weekly, I think was on that team too, right?
Nah, Tyrone Weeks played for FLC, I believe.
Who's the other big guy? Because
they had a Rondell Turner. Turner. He came off the bench, but he was the leading scorer. Rondell Turner was.
It was Rasheed, another big guy. Who was it? Was it Larry Kettner?
No, not Larry Kettner. Larry Kettner, rest in peace to him. He played at Roman Catholic.
Well, I don't remember who it was, man. We played them my freshman year, man. They was number one in the country.
Yep.
They came up to Jersey, the players, man. And I'll never forget that, man. Like my first play again went for Larry. Rasheed threw it. But you ain't some places they number one in the country, and we almost beat them.
Did y'all?
I had 26.
And you was a freshman.
26.
We gotta find these archives. We gotta find these old videos, man.
Like I will never forget that, man. There's stories that I will never forget. I will never forget my junior year of ABCD camp. coming to camp, it was me, Tim Thomas, Jermaine O'Neal, and someone else that they were saying that these are the top players in the country. It was my junior year. It wasn't going to senior year, it was junior year. And I'll never forget this. I'm sorry. It was my sophomore year going into my junior year.
Got you.
I'll never forget this. That's when God bless his dead, Kobe Bryant came on the scene. They was on the same team, Kobe Bryant, and I'll never forget this kid, man. I was like, who the F is this dude? It was Rasheed Brookenbarrow. Rasheed, I'm saying his name
That's
right?
my guy. That's right. Brooklyn, bro.
Yo,
Yeah.
Yo, bro. Yo, let me tell you this, bro. Him and Cole played together on the same team in camp, bro. I was like, yo, this Rasheed? Like, I knew who Cole was. I'm like, this dude is serious.
That's right.
Serious. And then
That's
after that camp, Cole name went up. You know, Rasheed name kind of went up, but I would never forget. That was my first time seeing Rasheed. Yo, bro. I don't really watch a lot of games. Like,
lefty too, left hand. Rasheed Brooks, bro, is a lefty too.
I watched all their games, bro. And obviously what he did in college, he had a good college career, but what he did in high school, people got to understand that. And people from the Philly area better understand and give props to that dude. That dude put that work in, bro.
That's right. He definitely did.
Him and Yaya Davis, put that work in, bro.
Yes, sir, he did.
Put that work in, man.
That's right.
So, I just think back, like, all the guys that it started coming back, man. Like,
yeah, so many names, man. That's what I'm saying. That was the golden era. It was so many players everywhere, man.
Playing in 5-star, bro. And I'm like, it was one guard that was giving me fits. I'm like, he had an in and out cross that was so serious, but it was Jermaine Metley from Delaware.
Yeah.
Like, bro, no one really never gave it to me like that. He gave it to me. No, I had no idea who this dude was. I knew the move was coming. He gave it to me, bro. You know what I mean? So it's,
that's funny.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of going to track, man.
Nah. I appreciate it. Anytime anything comes back, you interrupt, man, because these classic memories. I appreciate it. This oral history, man. I first crossed paths with you, and we met. This is before YouTube, before social media. But I first saw you, and I became a fan up in Conshohocken, because I grew up, in Norristown, which is right next to Conshohocken. So I used to go up to the Donner Field Classic in Conshohocken and watch every year. But I remember, saying everybody. It was two things. I loved when the Road Runners came because it was something about Sandy with them sweatsuits and his orange afro, and he pulling a bag of basketballs. Like, whenever I see old head, I'm like, yo, they go to old head. I already knew that he was coming with some ballers. You know what I'm saying? So once I got introduced to you,
and we was riding in that station wagon too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would see you once I saw you. I'm like, yo, this little dude can ball. I get to get a little program. SHAHEEN HOLLOWAY. You instantly became my favorite. And so every time after that, when the road runners would come, I would just be watching everybody coming in the door. As soon as I saw you, I said, oh yeah, it's game time. It's game time. Yeah, so I was a fan. I pretty much all of your games that you played down in Conshohocken, I was there in the stands. I mean, not the stands, in the seats watching, man. I was the major fan.
That was first place, man. Conshohocken was
that real small gym, you know what I'm saying?
It was very narrow, but
yeah,
you got it in there, man.
Yeah. Tell me what you remember from playing down there. Any memories? Anybody you remember playing with?
I like the fact that you played against real people, right?
Yeah.
So you played against guys that didn't really care about who you were and your name.
That's right.
Just hard-nosed Philly dudes, and I always appreciate going down there. I never miss one of those games. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hold on one second. So I always look forward to going down there playing against guys because I always thought the teams were stacked.
They were. So each team was like a little all-star team.
So it never was a night off, and I love the crowd. Like I said, I fed off the energy of the crowd. And like I said, I always wanted to put a show on, man. So
for sure,
I had great times down there, man.
For sure. Who's one thing I don't remember? I just remember you. I don't remember none of your teammates. I don't remember none of the rock. Who else you may help you come with?
Everybody said that because it wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. All I remember is you.
Once again, it wasn't. I didn't play on teams where they were stacked.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But I think, we had solid guys. We had guys like Wilson Smith, who ended up going to UMass. We had guys, Al Harrington was young. So when I was a senior, Al Harrington was a sophomore, so he was young.
Okay.
But it wasn't like, it was just, solid guys. Like
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't an all-star cast. I just remember you playing with a lot of solid role players, and they fed off your energy, and it was showtime, man.
Yeah, man.
I guess playing with you, all they needed to do was know how to catch and finish, and then you take care of the rest.
No, right now we just had solid guys that played their roles and played hard. Gave me the opportunity to showcase my talent. You know what I mean? But it's like, and I'm not comparing myself to them. I'm not saying.
No doubt.
It's like me. It's like when Iverson played in Philly. Like he had a solid supporting cast, but everybody knew he was that dude.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how the One Wings team was kind of set up.
For sure. Yeah. And one thing I think I'm not sure if it was your trademark. I would see you do it a lot. It's just your whole aura, man. Like like that energy. Like you almost had a silent entourage coming through. Even if it wasn't a million people behind you, when you was coming through, it was like the energy was just coming through. You know what I'm saying? And once you step on the court, it was showtime. But I always knew in my mind, because I would just kind of watch you real close, because I'm telling you, I was a fan. When you would, I'm not sure if this was the signature thing, but when you would kind of bite your tongue, kind of like, kind of have your tongue, I was like, oh yeah, it's going down. Somebody in trouble. Somebody in trouble. I don't know what you would be thinking in your mind, but you'd be biting your tongue, and it was just, oh my God, you would just tear people apart, man.
Like when you're on the court and you observing things, you observing the crowd, you observing things, and like I said, man, I love the fact that people didn't care who I was; they didn't want to come after me.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me step my game up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that what you're saying was just kind of like me looking around, like, all right, like I'm happy. Like I ain't gonna lie, like even to this day as a coach. Like I'm starving, bro. Like I got a chip on my shoulder. Like I want to let everybody know, like I'm here.
Yeah.
Like every time I step in that court, it was serious.
No doubt.
I try to get my guys to have that mentality now.
No doubt.
Like Iverson says it all the time. Like he played every game like it was his last.
Exactly.
That's what I did.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I was brought up in my environment. Like I played every game like it's time.
That's right.
It's time right now.
So tell me about the McDonald's All-American experience. That week. What that was like for you, man, playing with all those guys.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable experience that you would never forget for the rest of your life. My class was so serious with serious guys. When you get a chance to have a weekend with those guys and guys that you compete against all the time, and now you just kind of sit back and kind of enjoy the moment. Like I was enjoying the moment. But I will tell you this: our practices was legendary. Everybody was going to everybody's neck. It was no friendship. It was no friendship. Everybody was going to everybody. It was Cole was trying to show everybody, I'm that dude. Tim Thomas was trying to show everybody, I'm that dude. Nobody really heard of Steven Jackson. He came and showed everybody, I'm from Texas, I'm that dude.
And what I loved about the authenticity of those moments, and they were just honest, I'm sure, you weren't showing off for anybody. Like, it was honest. Like, it wasn't no, I'm trying to do this for Instagram. I'm trying to put some posts on Instagram.
It was no.
None of that, man. None of that.
Like, no, I heard of you. Now I got the check. I'm going at your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you about to get this work.
That's right.
Like, what I mean? Like, and that's what it was. Like, Cole, God bless his dad, Cole was that dude. Steven Jackson came in from Texas. Nobody even knew who he was. Steve was like, yo, I'm going at you, bro.
That's right.
Rich Hamilton's name was kind of getting in. Like Willie Durst at the time from New York, he was that dude. Now Rip Hamilton, like, yo, I'm going at you, bro.
That's
right.
Know
what I'm saying? Like, and that just kind of what it was. And every practice was murder. Like Mike Bibby was the big guy on the West Coast. I finally got my chance to, boy, see. You already know what time it is, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been waiting for this, boy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And on my team, it's my guy from New York. It was Ed Cota.
Yes.
Okay. So Ed never played against Martine Cleaves. So Martine Cleaves was to do, So now it's like, yeah, like you guys are ready about to get this work, boys.
That's right.
So every position, guys was like Corey Benjamin. He was the big guy on the West Coast. He's like, yeah, you guys about to get this work. You know what I mean?
That's
so it was,
right. That's right.
It was, Lester Earl was like trying to show Tim Thomas, I'm the best big man in the country.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? And the guy that everybody forgot about, that if he didn't get hurt, he was the main attraction, was Ronnie Fields.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yes, Ronnie
You know what I'm
Fields.
saying?
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
so
Yep.
Ronnie Fields hurt his neck. So
Yep.
Ronnie Fields wasn't able to play in
That's
the
when he got
game.
into that car accident.
Yeah, he was able to
Yeah.
play the game. So he was the main attraction of our class at first.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow, I
Like,
forgot about that.
so it was like, nah, that weekend, man, it was legendary, man. Man, somebody got that film, man. Everybody was going to everybody's neck, bro. Practice
Yeah.
was serious to the point where it was arguments, fights, like guys. But after it was over, it was love.
It was
But
love. Yeah.
it was guys finally got a chance to play against certain guys that they wanted to play against. And
Yeah.
back then, everybody had that thing was, I'm that dude, and
That's
I'm going
right.
to show you.
That's
Not
right.
like, okay, yo, come on, us three good, let's go play in the same team together. No.
Yeah.
So it
Hey,
was.
what do you remember? I pulled it up on YouTube a little while ago, but what do you remember from your performance in the actual game?
I'll be honest with you, man. I was going out there just trying to have fun.
Having fun, yeah.
Like in practice, I got my shit off. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Game time, just fun, just having fun.
just having fun. You know, there was big guys that I never really played with that I could just throw passes to and just, you know.
Yeah.
When you look
Yeah.
at my high school team, like we didn't really have, you know, dominant high school, like big guys where,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so for me, it was a chance to, like, I'm playing with a bunch of studs. Let me
Yeah.
go out with this. So if you watch the game, I was just doing more passing.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
score. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And obviously, the biggest highlight of the game is when I threw between my legs to Vasil Aptamon. He dunked on Lester Earl.
I
You know,
remember that. You threw he was trailing, you threw right between your legs,
yeah,
right?
like Cole got the rebound, threw it up to me, advanced it to me. I caught the ball in stride. When I caught it, I seen Lester Earl in front of me, and I seen Vasil Aptamon behind me. So once I just caught it, and boom, right between my legs. He caught it, and I mean, so it was.
Hey, had you already committed to Seton Hall at that time or no?
No. You got
Was there were there guys that week like, yo man, come with me or
yeah, like I said, me and Tim was, like that, like that's my guy. That was my guy back then. Like we were trying to get each other to come. A lot of guys was committed though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like back then, myself, I wasn't committed. Tim wasn't committed. Obviously, Kobe wasn't. People he was up in the air. Him going to the NBA. I think Steven Jackson went to the NBA, but I think he had already committed to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of guys that was committed already.
Yeah. So tell me real quick about your college recruitment process, all the different schools that wanted you, and then what ultimately led you to choosing Seton Hall?
Well, a couple of things. Like I said earlier, I wanted to set my own trend. That go somewhere where, I was a guy and everything was revolved around me. I had a tremendous, recruitment. It came down to Cal Berkeley, Duke, Syracuse, and Seton Hall. Kansas was involved, Kentucky was involved, but I didn't really, I had a kid at a young age. I had my daughter when I was in high school.
Okay.
So she played a part of me wanting to stay close as well.
Yeah.
Seton Hall did a tremendous job of doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, Greg Arenda, who's the head coach of FDU, he did a great job of recruiting me, man. Him and George Blaney, and they made me feel like, I was that guy, and they wanted to build the whole thing around me. Not that the schools didn't, but like I said, a lot of factors played, and I don't like big spots. I like if you see my high school was small, Seton Hall was small. I don't like big institutions. I went on a visit out to Cal Berkeley, and I thought I was in another world. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I took 3 visits to Duke, man. It was close.
Okay.
I went to Duke on a official visit, unofficial visit, and I went for a game. The love that they showed me there was unbelievable, man.
So it could have been Duke. It would have been blue and white, but a different blue and white.
You know what I mean? It was just I went to a game, man. This is legendary. Like they played UCLA when UCLA had just won a national championship. The year before, so UCLA came to their house. I'm on an official visit with me. No, that's the second time. My official visit, it was me, Nate James, Chris Caldwell, and God bless the dead, Jason Collier. Jason Collier. And those are guys that was on my official visit with me.
Gotcha.
And it was love, like love. And then I went another time to a game, and it's on an official visit. I went to a game and I sat behind the bench. And at halftime, 8 guys stood up and had my name, my last name written across their chest. And the whole Cameron indoor stadium, we want Holloway. It was like that experience was like I almost committed. You know what I mean? That was like almost committed, and then talking to Dick Vitale, he's like, you crazy not to come here, it's, this is Duke, baby.
Yeah.
And when we went on our visit, it was Legend weekend.
Okay.
And all the legends that ever played there came back.
Yes. Oh, I know, that was nice.
Oh, yeah, so we playing open gym with, at the time, I remember Grant Hill was Grant Hill in the NBA.
Exactly, yep.
Grant Hill was Grant Hill. And anybody at that time was there. And my guy, Rashawn McLeod, was at Duke at the time. So I hung out with him and I hung out with Ricky Price, real dude, man.
Got you. Appreciate that.
It was, every visit I went on was good. I went to Kyle Berkeley, had Sharif Abdul Rahim as my host, real dude, good guy. I went to Syracuse. We had John Wallace, Otis Hill, and left-hand dude from Detroit, Todd Bergen.
Okay.
Great dude.
Yeah.
Great dude. So every visit I went on, I had good people. It just came down to me being, when I was comfortable in a place that I felt like I could make a difference.
Got you. So tell me, tell me about your Seton Hall experience. Any way you want to talk about it.
Seton Hall experience was good. It depends on who you talk to, right?
Yeah.
Hey, give me 1 second, if you don't mind.
No, take your time. Take your time. Yep. Shaheen. Hey, boys. Hey, can you get me a water?
Yeah.
Yep.
You just yelled a name. I thought you were talking to me, man.
I know, my son. I was calling my son. His name is Shaheen.
With an M?
With the M, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry again, man.
No, take your time. You good. I was just saying, I think the last thing you were saying was regarding your Seton Hall experience. You said it depends on who you ask, but you said, your career, your experience there was good.
Right. So I went there my first year, right? And I knew going into my senior year, I knew going into my first year, it was going to be challenging because we didn't have a really good supporting cast. I went there and I had, one of the guys there at the time was Lavelle Sanders, very underrated two-man killer. I think one of the best players that I ever played with or against. And we had some pieces that, and I had a tremendous freshman year, individually, but the team success wasn't great.
Yeah.
And back then, everybody wasn't going to college after 1 year. I had a lot of, people trying to talk to me and talk to my people, agents, trying to give me the go. I just felt like I had, some business I had to take care of because with my scoring numbers was good, but my field goal percentage number wasn't great and stuff like that. Obviously, I got, rookie of the year and second team all Big East. And this one, Big East was Big East.
Yeah, yeah. So you got rookie of the year. I forgot about that. You got rookie of the year.
Yeah. I got national rookie of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So and it was like, it was, like a thing where like I could do it, but at the same time I don't think I'm ready, whatever. Let me come back. And then I decided to come back. My coach got fired.
Oh wow.
So when my coach got fired, they brought in Tommy Amica. So when Tommy came in, now that I'm playing for a guy that don't really know me and know my style of play, and he's coming in trying to implement his style, as a coach.
Yeah.
And then now, I gotta learn a new system, and so that took a year adjustment. So I didn't have the numbers I had my freshman year,
Got
You
you.
know, I think I averaged 17. Then my sophomore year, I think I was like 15.5 or something like that. So now I'm getting used to that. And now also, I'm that guy that did so much my first year. Everybody defense is geared towards stopping me. If you stop me, you stop Seton Hall. That's kind of what they felt.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So now you go to my junior year, and now, you know, Lavelle graduate, a couple of guys graduate that I thought they could help us. And now it's in start all over. All freshmen, all new guys. You know what I mean? And now I'm that junior, and I'm like, come on, man. Like we in rebuilding mode. Like I'm trying to get to the league. You feel me?
Exactly.
You know, so we in rebuilding mode, and I'm having an up and down year. Then I got hurt with my shoulder, and I missed like a lot of games.
Well, what type of shoulder injury was it?
Like I ran into I got blindside screened by Phil Hickey that went to Notre Dame. I'll never forget, almost 290 pounds. And I kind of got whiplash, and I ripped my rotator cuff in my shoulder.
Oh man!
So I missed like 4 games due to that. Trying to get, you know, my neck was like whiplash was thick. I couldn't move it. I couldn't lift my shoulder. You know, and it was my right shoulder. You know, so me being who I am, I wanted to come back. You know what I mean? So I'm getting cortisone shots in my arm and all that shit to try to come back and play. And I'm coming back and play. And then after games, the cortisone shots wear off, and I'm like dying. You know, I'm like in this,
oh my gosh!
pain.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I never fully healed. I never really fully whatever. So after the season, you know, I took off. You know, went to Indiana, worked out there for that whole summer. I came back with a different mindset. My mom, like my body was good, my mind was good. I wasn't worried about who was a coach and him trying to change the style of play. Like, you know, like that shit, I hurt myself with that.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell kids all the time, like, you can't win, man, when it comes to coaches. College coaches. Like, you can't win.
It is what it is, yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, you can't win. I had this name, I had the big name, all that type shit, but you can't win. You know, I'm fighting with him because I'm like, yo, like, you're not letting me play my game, bro. Like, I didn't come here for this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm whatever. So I came back my senior year on a mission, man. And then just, you know, we made it to the Sweet 16. I got hurt. You know, I made the game-winning shot the first round. So, you know, that was the first year we made the tournament. So my 4 years at Seton Hall, we made 2 NITs and 1 NCAA tournament. Now, back then, making an NIT was kind of big. You know?
Yeah, it was. Yep.
So we made, you know, 2 NITs, and my senior year, you know, we kind of made the tournament. And, you know, I was like, all right, now it's time to show out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been waiting for this for 4 years. Like, I'm going to let the whole world know, you know, because I think people forgot who the fuck SHAHEEN Holloway was.
Exactly. Yep.
So I kind of went to there. You know, the first game we played Oregon, I think I had 28 that game. I had the game-winning shot. You know, and that's kind of, you know, when you're in the NCAA tournament, now you're national again, right?
That's right.
So now it's like everybody's watching again.
That's right.
So now after that game, now it's like the buzz is back, right? Now back then, everybody didn't have cell phones. My cell phone wasn't big back then, but I had a cell phone. You know, I had a two-way. So now it's buzzing again, right? You know, now it's, you know, like, you know, this kid. So now we playing Temple, the second game. Temple is the number 2 seed.
Yep.
Got Mark Karcher, who's a killer. They got Pepe Sanchez. They got a crew.
Yep.
Now my mom, like, game on. Like,
let's go.
Like, this is what I've been waiting for, bro. Like, I can't wait. You know, and you know, and to this day, I should have passed the fucking basketball, man. I should have passed the ball. You know, we second play of the game, Sam Dallenberg was on my team, blocked the shot. I get it. It's a 3-on-2. I got 2 shooters running the lanes. I got Pepe Sanchez and somebody else in front of me. All I had to do, bro, was pass it up for a 3. You know, I tried going, I tried a Euro, I step on his foot, twist my shit, right? Hard. So now back then, it wasn't mandatory for us to wear tape on our ankles. Plus, you ready for this? We were sponsored by Fila. So I had to tell speakers all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I twist my shit. But the great thing, right? So I twisted. I know I twisted hard.
Yeah.
I still went up and made the layup, right? I came back down on it. Again, the same one. I fall to the ground. My trainer runs over there.
Dang, man.
The trainer and the doctor runs over. he put his foot, he put his hand in my foot, in my sneaker. He's like, oh shit. I was like, what? And within 2 seconds, grapefruit.
Swelled up.
The grapefruit. Took me to the doctor, whatever. Obviously, I missed up the rest of the tournament. And my doctor to this day said that was the worst ankle sprain. I ripped 9 different ligaments.
Are you serious?
I ripped 9 different ligaments in my ankle.
Dang.
It never fully healed because my silly self never took the time to heal, because now I'm understand I'm out. Now I'm like, yo, I gotta make the league.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to no workouts. I couldn't go to anything. So I got invited to Chicago pre-draft camp, and I was only supposed to go out there and do the physical and meet with the team. But my silly ass did. I said, I'm playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause like you get to a point in your whole life, this is what you work for your life.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm myself, I'm not gonna put my faith in other people's hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm not built like that. I didn't grow up like that. Like I grew up to the point where I'm putting my own destiny in my own hands. I'm playing.
That's right.
However I look. And like my leg wasn't healed. I think I played good too. You know what I mean? Talked to teams was interested. Soon I got back from there, I went to see the doctor. He's like, what are you doing? Put my foot right back in the cast.
Wow.
So think about that. That's June. So now I got my foot in the cast from June all the way up until September. September-ish. Now the Knicks call. The Knicks want me to come to their veteran camp. They can't. The Knicks, at the time, I made the worst mistake of my life. The Knicks and the Washington Bullets. Now it was the Washington Wizards.
Yep.
Leonard Hamilton was the coach of Miami. University of Miami for 4 years.
Yep.
The job with Washington. He seen me play for 4 years. He wanted me to come to Washington. I didn't, because I got caught up in the whole New York bullshit.
Yeah.
So I chose the Knicks. And I'm going to tell you this. I chose the Knicks for this reason only. They had Charlie Ward and Chris Childs and Rick Brunson. Right? In the summertimes, and Rick is my man, in the summertimes I played against Rick Brunson in the Jersey Shore League. And I tore his ass up every time we played. So my mind was like, I'm going to beat Rick Brunson out of this spot. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Which how much I respect Rick and all that type of stuff. But I wasn't afraid of Rick. I wasn't afraid of Charlie Ward. I wasn't afraid of Chris Child. Like, I'm like, my silly self thinking I could beat these dudes, not knowing the way the business set up when you got guaranteed contracts. I'm
exactly. Yeah.
I play against these guys in summer leagues, all of them.
But they're solidified though.
You know what I'm saying? I play against these guys in summer leagues, and I did my thing against them. So my thing is like, I'm not being Ross Strickland and with the Washington Wizards, they ain't happening. Ross Strickland's Ronnie G. He's a legend. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like, Ron is nice. No disrespect to Chris Child, no disrespect to Charlie Ward and Rick Brunson, but Ross Strickland, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So Ross Strickland, Chris Child, Charlie Ward, who would you go against?
No doubt. No doubt. Exactly.
So, I did that, went there, I had an opportunity, to do that. Obviously, I didn't make the team, they had guaranteed contracts, Rick played well. And I just kind of, had a cup of coffee here, a cup of coffee there, played overseas, had a tremendous career over there. And then I wanted to get in coaching, and it kind of happened sooner than I thought.
Yeah.
My daughter used to come spend the summers with me. And one summer, her mom was like, listen, I can't take it no more. Like, she needs her father in life. You got to, whatever. At the time, I was playing in Germany. I called the team and my agent. Yo. I called the team over there. I'm like, yo, where's the closest American school? It was like, it's 2 hours away. I was like, so then right there was the time to be SHAHEEN HOLLOWAY, the father now.
No doubt.
Four blacks, but my silly self thinking that it was going to be a year thing.
Yeah.
I could get my thing for a year. I could whip her in shape. I could, do this. I just start from zero. Start from over. And that's kind of how coaching. I wanted to always coach, but I didn't think it was going to happen this early.
Yeah. So at that point, at that moment right there, that's when your like professional playing career, like that chapter of your life, closed out, and then you transitioned.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So what was it? I mean, you go all your life. All right. before we transition and kind of wrap it up regarding basketball and stuff like that, like as far as your playing career, when you started to go through that adversity, like spraining, having that bad ankle sprain, and then the other injury, I mean, what did they do to you mentally? Like, did it affect you mentally at all? Like I talked to Donnie Carr, and when he started to have his knee issues, he said he kind of went into like this, like a depression kind of almost. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you dealing with that adversity?
No, at that time when I'm still young, I'm still in college, right?
Okay.
I'm a kid that at that time basketball is all I know, right?
Exactly.
I grew up eating, drinking shitness, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like, you start questioning, like, why me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I work my life to get to this point. I work my ass off to get to this point in my life. It's right here. I could feel it. I could taste it. It's right here. And then you kind of start questioning everything, people around you, things around you. You don't want to be around certain crowds. I feel like I let people down. My community, myself. And then the one thing I said it helped me is it helped me focus on school and graduate. Right? Because, if I didn't sprain my ankle, right? After the season was over, just like everybody else, I probably would stop going to school and just start training to get ready.
Yeah.
So now I don't have a degree. Now I'm not the guy in the community everybody look up to as far as, he did the right thing in school all the time.
Graduating, yep.
So it's tricky. Now this is the trickiest thing. Now, and you gotta follow me with this for a second.
Yep.
It's tricky because it goes from, oh, he didn't make it, to, oh, he made it. Right? Yeah. And I go like, no, you silly motherfucker. Like, what you guys understand, like I'm a success story because I did something that nobody around here did. And exactly. This was the goal from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Was to go to college, get my degree, and be that guy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So now, like every year, right? No, rock with me for a second. Every year, like we have a day in my community for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I give back to the kids. We give, back to school items. We give book bags. We give, pens, pencils, educational pieces. I have people coming and talking to them. It's a big cookout. And it's, we call it Liberty Day. I'm from Liberty, and Shaheen Day, and it's everybody in Queens come there for that one day, right? And that was the goal.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing, man.
Like that always been the goal, right?
Like
so
you beyond fulfilled your purpose in life, man. It was God's plan. It was never. It was God's plan,
look at it, yeah. NBA wise, I didn't, but you know what? Because I was, and now I'm going to get on my. Since this is this audience is for the people. Now I'm gonna get on my Southside Jamaica Queens shit. Like I'm built for shit like this, bro. You feel me?
That's right.
Like I was built for that moment. So when that happened, I was devastated. But at the same time, that shit didn't break me.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
I know exactly what you mean. Yep.
Like how I grew up, and I'm like, I didn't eat for weeks. Like I didn't have places to stay. I didn't have clothes to put on my back. Like these are all facts. Like you could fact check all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like this right here, like come on, man, this is a hurt.
I've been through way worse than that.
Like I'm gonna get over this. How I'm gonna get over this, I don't know. It's fucking my mind, but like I'm gonna get over this. Like I'm gonna get over this because once again, when you got a whole village behind you, which I had, and not phony motherfuckers, real dudes. Yeah. Like, yo, bro, we rocking with you, bro. We here. We ain't just along for the ride that you play ball. We here.
Yeah.
What's up? What you need? How we gonna do this? Let's do this. That blah 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 blah. Let's start putting things in perspective. Okay, let's start putting the foundation together. Let's start doing this. Blah blah blah. And we start doing all those things. And now we're at a point where I'm like, all right, now when it was time for me to stop playing and I took care of my daughter, now I'm like, all right, well, I got things ready now.
Of course, yep.
Now, if I played in the league, I'll be honest with you, and this sounds really fucked up to say, it probably would have been the worst thing for me and my family, my neighbor, because I got a bunch of dudes that would have been like this.
Yeah.
And, right. And if I didn't give, it'd have been a lot of, backstabbing. And that's kind of just how I grew up, bro. And I'm not crying about it. I'm just keeping it real with the audience.
Of course, I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously, yes, I wanted to make it. I'm not saying again I sound really silly, but sometimes a blessing I didn't because like I had a lot of people that depended on me. Like my shoulders was heavy.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah.
Thinking like, if he made it we made it.
We made it, yeah.
And not knowing that, yeah, if I made it, I wasn't getting that $20 million contract. I was getting the league minimum probably.
Yeah.
And now if I couldn't give you what you guys wanted, how that shit was gonna start looking for me now.
Yeah.
Now, shots are sellout, shot this, shot that, shot da.
Yep. Yep.
All the silly shit that you hear in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
He can't come back to the hood, all that nonsense.
But that never would happen in my hood.
Yeah.
But in certain
No
hoods,
doubt, no doubt.
some people can't. You feel
Yeah.
me? But just so I guess I'm saying, like you said, man, shit was written. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It was played out. God had a plan for me. It worked out, and I'm here to this day right now, giving back to what I should have been doing, giving back to my peoples, giving back to the kids, and the team that I'm coaching, those kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like so on and so forth.
So you said the introduction to coaching happened a lot sooner than you thought. Tell me about like your first opportunity with coaching, and then like I remember like a couple of years ago I got your number off online, and I called you like to see your Seton Hall number, and we actually spoke. I'm not sure if you remember that, but I spoke to you about like possibly setting up an interview years ago. But we just never followed up. But I know you coached at Seton Hall, correct?
Yeah. So it started out. In the summertime when I was playing, I used to go back to St. Pat's and coach the teams in the summer.
Okay.
Just to stay around those kids. And once I got done, I coached at a high school, Bloomfield Tech High School. Coach Nick Marinero gave me the opportunity when I finished playing to coach with him for 1 year, and we had a great run. We had like really good players on that team. We had Rashawn Dwight, who went to go to Iona, Wesley Jenkins that was sent to St. Peter's. Kasim Drummond went to Villanova. And we had see, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, man. Gosh, remember? He ended up going to West Virginia.
It'll come to you. It'll come to you.
Who was the best player on Bob Huggins' team in West Virginia? Deshaun.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'll be blanking with names sometime myself.
No, I'll tell you right now, bro. If people hear this, gonna be sick. Because that's my young boy. You know what I'm saying? It's a blank right now, man.
It'll come to you.
Oh man, like that's yeah. But I ended up coaching that team. Helped coach that team, and then I went back to my alma mater with Bobby Gonzalez. He got the job. He brought me on as a video coordinator my first year.
Okay.
And then Kevin Willard got the job at Iona.
Mm-hmm.
And he was asking around for young assistants and guys who he should hire. And my name kept coming up, so he called me for an interview.
Okay.
And the rest is kind of history.
Got you. So you coached at Iona, and then where after that? So
I coached at Seton Hall, Iona, Seton Hall, now St. Peter's.
Got you. And you're the head coach at St. Peter's?
Yes.
Got you. What's that experience been like, man? In the head coach role?
A roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, think they're ready for this. It's a roller coaster. It's been great though. It's been I was having the opportunity at Seton Hall to be the associate head coach for 9 years, and Deshaun Butler.
Okay, gotcha. There you go. I knew it was gonna come back to you.
You know what I mean? Who had one of the best careers at West Virginia for Bob Huggins. He made it.
Gotcha.
So I was, coaching Kevin Willard at Seton Hall. I was associate head coach. Had a lot of opportunity to, run practice, run the team, call timeouts, be in huddles, giving my voice, giving my opinion. So he kind of got me ready for this. So when I got the job, I was ready. I was ready. My first year it was a struggle. I took over a team. Coach Dunn is a great guy. That was a team. I took over a team that didn't have a lot of talent. This past year was my second year. I brought 6 freshmen in, and we had an unbelievable year. We finished top for first place. Had the number 2 seed going into the conference tournament because Siena had the tiebreaker over us. Mm-hmm. But I thought if the pandemic didn't hit, we would have won the whole thing and went to the tournament.
Yeah.
So my second year, I got coach of the year in the MAC. So it was it was cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So when you think back over your journey, man, your basketball journey, your playing days, and all that kind of stuff, what are some things that your journey that basketball has taught you about yourself, about life, just anything, any themes that kind of pop up from you, and some things that still kind of help you out to this day.
You know what, man? So me, I live my life and my basketball career and my kids. So we live by the 3 Ds, right? So that's dedication, desire, and discipline. So if you don't have the dedication, you don't have the desire, you don't have the discipline, you can't be successful in life.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I always was dedicated to try to be the best player I could be and try to be the best person I could be. You know, obviously I made a lot of mistakes. I'm not perfect. You know, I had the desire to want to go out and do it, you know, and the discipline came from my childhood, bro. You know, and the discipline came from my childhood. Like, you know, like you being outside late at night, some things is gonna happen to you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're not listening to the guys in my community and going out and thinking I'm this, some things gonna happen to you. You feel what I'm saying? So like my discipline came because I wanted to be the best. I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to, you know, show everybody. So you know, I would say those are the things that, you know, I lived my life by growing up. My team right now live by those things. You know, you're gonna make mistakes, like you just gotta grow from them. And I tell the guys on my team all the time, the one thing that don't lie to me, because once you lie to me, you lose me.
Gotcha.
You know, if you tell me the truth, we can work through everything.
Yeah.
Everything in life we can work through. You know, but if you lie to me, you lose me. You know,
Gotcha.
and also that it's gonna be ups and downs, bro. You just gotta roll with it. Like you can't get too high, you can't get too low. You gotta stay even killed. You know what I mean? That's kind of, you know, my message to, you know, guys.
Appreciate that. Two more questions. If you could like go back in a time machine, like you know, Back to the Future, Back to the Future, and sit with your 17-year-old, 18-year-old self, like what would you tell yourself? What would you tell your 17-year-old?
Calm the fuck down. Yeah, you know what? I would tell him, you know, see, it's really tough, bro, because the way I was brought up, like I had to be the way I was.
Yeah, it was necessary at that time.
Yeah, I don't know that kind of makes sense. I don't know if
that 100% makes sense. Like,
I don't know if people understand that when they see this. So I think I would say to him, you know, like I took everything so personal. Like, you know what I mean? And I took everything personal.
Gotcha.
You know, I would say don't take things personal, you know, kind of, you know, open your circle up a little bit. I had my circle was so tight. Like, I didn't really want to meet too many new people. I didn't want new people around me. I didn't trust people. You know, that was kind of my, you know, Queens, you know, hood inside me. Like you can't trust a lot of people.
That makes sense.
You know, just kind of let people in a little bit, kind of let people help you, you know, a little bit, and just kind of not be so hard. Even with my experience in college, you know, I blame that, you know, a lot of that experience on me, not Coach Emeka, because I should have got a chance to get to know him and, you know, what he was about. But I thought he should have got a chance to get to know me. I'm the player. Like this was my team. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm butting heads with him. Like, yo, like this is my team. And like, no, it was his team. So just kind of, you know, not be that guy where, you know, you kind of wasn't exposed to certain things and just kind of be open. You know what I mean? I guess to answer your question, just kind of be like that guy, just kind of just, you know, wanted to learn more things about different people and different, you know, I always wanted to learn about different cultures and things, but I never wanted to, I was stubborn to the point where like, it's going to be I'm doing things my way.
Got you. Appreciate that. And lastly, man, you know, it's right now, I'm sure, you know, it's a young kid in Queens who admires, you know, you ask him who he looks up to, you tell him, you know, he'll tell you he looks up to, you know, SHAHEEN HOLLOWay, you know what I'm saying? He's playing ball right now. So what advice would you have for a young kid right now in high school, you know, chasing the dream, you know, trying, you know, doing the AAU thing, trying to get to college, trying to get to the league? What advice would you have for a young kid? You know, speak to the young people right now.
I would say, you know, keep your circle tight, keep good people around you. You know, don't keep yes sir men around you, meaning this. Don't have people around you just telling you how great you are, you know, and you're doing everything right. You know, you can have some people in your circle telling you things that you don't want to hear. You know, having those uncomfortable conversations with you, right? Because right now everybody wants to be the person where it's like, I want somebody around me that's going to tell me, I'm great, or I don't have to do this, or this guy. No, you gotta have people around you telling you, listen, bro, like you're fucking up. What you're doing, that person you being around, even that girl you with, it's not good for you.
Exactly.
And you gotta be able to listen to it, understand why they're saying it to you. Like I used to say this, I tell my guys, like, you almost gotta, like, don't listen to the tone of the message, listen to the message.
Yeah.
Like the message is strong, right?
Yep.
So like I might be saying it, I might be angry, or people might be saying angry, but once people stop talking to you, they stop caring about you.
That's right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say, trust the process, man. Like everything's a process, right? It's like this era, this millennium, these kids are like, it's a microwave era, right? I say all these guys want it right now. So
that's
like
right.
when we grew up, right? The times you come in the house when your mother had a meal to cook. For me, it wasn't that often, right? And no disrespect, she tried her best, right?
Yep.
In the house, like you see your parents, your grandmother preparing that meal, right?
That's
like
right.
You see, like, in the morning time, kind of putting the chicken or whatever inside the sauce, and then now it's marinating, taking time to, whatever, cook the mac and cheese. You doing that the night before, whatever, right? Now, I call the microwave. Now everything is put in the microwave and it's done in 5 seconds.
It's done instantly.
Right?
Yep.
My thing is like, no, it's a process, bro. Like you gotta take time to get there. You gotta go through every step. Like when kids ask me about being a coach, I'm like, yo, you gotta know everything about coaching. It ain't just about X and O's, about recruiting. You gotta know about compliance. You gotta know how to deal with parents. You gotta know all the steps, all the ingredients. So my thing to the kids is take your time. Don't be in a rush.
No doubt.
Right? Enjoy your childhood. Like, don't be in a rush to say, okay, I just want to get to college, I want to get to the NBA. No, enjoy your child. Enjoy all the moments and all the steps you're going through right now, because that's going to help you when you become my age.
No doubt.
Keep people around you that's going to keep it real with you and that's down for you. Like, you don't want people around you that's kind of just telling you things that you want to hear, just because it sounds good. You need people around you that's going to keep it 100 with you and just make sure, you understand life is a bitch. And it is. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, but it's tough. It's hard. And I hope these kids, seeing right now COVID and seeing what thing that's going on right now, like they have to take things in stride. Like you gotta be appreciative of what's going on right now, of your loved ones and everybody around you. So I think, my thing is, just keep people in your circle, man, and don't think you know it all. Like don't be a know-it-all. Like do more listening than talking.
Yep. Well, I appreciate that, man. That's pretty much everything that I had for you this evening, man. In a way of thank yous, man. One, I just want to thank you so much just for following up and just being interested in my spontaneous just call. When I reached out to you, what I'm saying, and presented it to you, I was hoping and praying that I articulated my thoughts and my goals and who I was and everything in a way where you kind of really kind of got it and really understood kind of my passion and what it is that I was trying to do. So thank you so much for this opportunity, man. And, for you to be able to tell your story on my platform. Thanks for being so transparent, man. Again, thank you for all those classic memories, all the memories and all the games that you gave, to individuals like myself, because I told you I was a fan, I was there. Thank you for always, just putting on a show, just like you said, man. Thank you for.
I appreciate you, man, for having me on.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for having this platform and this thing to give guys like myself and Donnie Carr the opportunity, to go back in time and and sit and go down memory lane and talk about things like that, especially what's going on in the world today, right?
Exactly.
Like we need some stuff to get our mind off what's
That's
going
right.
on too. And if my story can help any kid out there, I'm all for it.
And it definitely will. Yep.
Like this is powerful. What you're doing is powerful for the youth, man, because it's giving them a chance to hear guys that they don't know that much. Hear guys' stories that came before them. Like I'm big with people that came before me.
That's
I always
right.
give the guys that came before me.
Yep.
And understand, how hard it was back then to not saying it's not hard now, because it is, But you know, just to hear God's story, it's kind of like reading a book, right? When you read a book of someone who's, you know, powerful, you kind of get something from that book, right? You
That's
kind of
right.
learn
Yep.
from that book. So hopefully, this is a book that people can learn something from.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And if
Yep.
you know, and if my story is a story that people could, you know, get something from, I'm all for it, man.
And one other thing that you mentioned at the top of the first hour, you mentioned that you know you haven't told your story much. So I'm so thankful and just blessed, man, that you know chose the opportunity and you know, was open to the opportunity to tell it with a big star in Raw Sports. I appreciate it, man.
It's all good. Like I said, man, when it's for the culture and it's for my people, I'm all for it, bro.
No doubt. I appreciate it, man. Lastly, two things. Do you have, and I think I asked you this a couple years ago when we spoke on the phone, do you have any old games, bro? Like any old DVDs, any of your old St. Pat's games at all, or none?
I'll be honest with you, man. Between my family in New Jersey, between my family in New York, between my wife, man, that shit is all gone. People just start stealing things and hiding them. I can't get anything. Like,
yeah.
You know, like I don't even have a high school, I don't even have a St. Pat's jersey of mine.
Oh, man.
Like that for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like I go to my high school coach house. He got my McDonald's jersey and my Magic jersey hanging up in his house. I'm like, this way. You know, I've been looking for this jersey. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like all my trophies, like I don't have anything, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
So that to answer your question, like I don't have anything. No.
Well, if I mean that's my thing. I you know I'm always on the hunt. I'm always trying to find archives and old games. If I come across some old stuff, man, I'll let you know. I'll get it to you. I'll get it online and all that kind of stuff, man. And also this is how you know Legends Week works. You know, I link up with you. Like I linked up. I called Tim Thomas. I spoke to Tim. I text back and forth with him. So hopefully I can get Tim on the show pretty soon. But anybody else that you're in contact with that you may be able to connect me with to interview, it'll be greatly appreciated. I appreciate it. You know, to kind of help me keep it going. I appreciate it.
I keep that in mind for sure. I mean, obviously we all talk to different people, and I don't know other people's time slot right now, but I don't know who you interviewed yet or who you didn't. So I don't want to make sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, just anybody who comes to mind for you that say, hey, big star, I think you'd probably be good to get such and such on. If you want him, I can get you his number. Anybody you come in contact with, anybody you think of, and if I interviewed him already, I'll let you know. But if it's anybody dope you think, yo, you need to link up with him, I can get you his information. You know what I'm saying? New York Legend, whatever. You know, just anybody, just pass it on to me, and I appreciate it.
No question, bro. Well, you know what? I got a couple of guys that I talk to on a regular basis. I'm not sure that I'll talk to you offline about that because I don't want to.
100%. Yep. 100%. Yep. I appreciate it.
But yeah, so yeah, definitely, I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Appreciate it. And also, so this interview, once I download it, I'm gonna upload it to my YouTube channel, and I'll send you the link, and it'll be on my website and my YouTube channel, so we can, you know, get the story out there, man, for the people. I appreciate you, man.
It's all good. Just so you know, man, I'm not on social media. Everybody kill me about it.
No doubt, it's all good.
I don't have Instagram. I don't have Twitter. So, you know, just, you know, send me a link. I kind of go through it. You know, I get it through my wife or.
Yep. Well, yeah, I when I send you the link, it'll be the actual YouTube link. I'll send you click on it. You can actually watch the video. You can copy and paste it and share it, you know, with the youth or with, you know, family and friends and everything. I'll send you the link and it'll be right there.
No doubt. All right, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right. God bless you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time, Shaheen.
Yep.